Hello, and welcome to Calm and Cozy Stories, a place where everyone can find calm and enchantment beneath the soft glow of the moon, right before drifting off to sleep. Tonight, we invite you on another journey through a captivating story, one that helps cultivate a sense of peace and relaxation. Before we begin, let's take a moment to gently prepare our bodies and minds for a soothing, restorative rest. Make yourself comfortable, and with each slow inhale and long exhale, allow the cares of the day to gradually slip away. It's not always simple to detach from the day's busyness, especially when bedtime approaches. But keep in mind, the less we worry about falling asleep, the easier it is for the mind to release tension. Let the steady rhythm of your breathing carry off any remaining worries, and let the story you're about to hear guide you into deep relaxation. Now, settle in and allow the moonlit atmosphere to softly embrace you. Enjoy this story, and may you drift into peaceful, restful slumber here on Calm and Cozy Stories. Agra breathes softly in the pre-dawn cool. The year settles at 1640, a monumental undertaking. The Taj Mahal, the crown jewel palace, approaches its magnificent culmination. Conceived by the Mughal sovereign, Emperor Rayhan, this structure stands as an immortal testament of devotion to his cherished Empress Dilara, whose earthly remains found repose within its heart some years prior. Though born as a mausoleum for emperor and empress alike, time would elevate it beyond mere stone and sentiment, transforming it into a global emblem of love, celebrated for its transcendent beauty and the profound affection that birthed it. You stand poised at its threshold now, the crisp air a tangible presence against your skin. Anchored to the Yamuna's southern flank, the edifice radiates a dazzling, almost ethereal whiteness. Though the river itself remains unseen from this vantage, its murmurous rush whispers on the breeze, a distant, constant sigh. Intermittently, the liquid notes of birdsong weave through the river's sound, composing a delicate morning rhapsody. A profound stillness settles within you, a gratitude for this stolen moment before the city fully stirs. From somewhere unseen, a lone voice lifts in morning prayer. The melody drifts, ethereal, carried upon the air currents, merging seamlessly with the avian chorus and the river's cadence. Closing your eyes, you surrender to the sound, at once profoundly calming and deeply stirring. Beyond these gates, Agra begins to awaken. Cultivators turn towards their fields, shepherds guide their flocks. The sharp cries of roosters punctuate the dawn from scattered courtyards, each call echoing with crystalline clarity through the tranquil air. One day, this horizon will bristle with structures, but in this suspended moment, only the Taj Mahal and a few scattered, vibrant domes punctuate the vastness. Generous space lies between them, offering an unobstructed canvas for the sky. Streaks of nascent yellow and fiery orange bleed across the heavens, a sunrise palette complementing the jewel tones, reds and blues, of the distant cupolas. Agra, once the vibrant heart of Emperor Rayhan's dominion, still wears its regal past, despite the capital's shift to Delhi 2 years hence. Its splendor persists, undimmed, a legacy of the emperor's passion for artistry and construction, while the Taj Mahal undeniably represents the zenith of his patronage. Numerous handsome red brick edifices also grace the landscape. Emperor Rayhan, fourth ruler of the formidable Mughal line, presided over an empire sprawling across the Indus Basin, encompassing vast swathes of India, Afghanistan, and lands now known as Pakistan. Renowned patrons of culture, the Mughals infused South Asia with Persian sensibilities, weaving a rich, enduring tapestry whose threads are vividly apparent here. The architectural vernacular speaks this influence. Slender minarets, the sky-piercing towers flanking mosques, rise frequently. Elaborate, intricate carvings adorn surfaces, and rounded domes, like the majestic one commanding your view, crown many significant buildings. While this monument before you is sheathed in luminous marble, many other structures rely on mosaics of smaller, colorful tiles. Marble's prohibitive cost, placing it beyond common reach. You glimpsed these tiled facades during your earlier passage through the awakening city, your path ultimately converging here, at the gates of this unparalleled creation. Soon, the privilege will be yours, to shadow the master architect himself, Master Farzan, as he surveys the final flourishes bestowed upon this glorious vision. You traverse the expansive courtyard, where Farzan, the architect, conducts his assessment. A man of commanding height, bearded, his turban impeccably wound, he carries an air of quiet contemplation. His pace is measured, deliberate, his gaze absorbing every detail. Within the coming years, his design intends to transform this expanse into a verdant paradise, a formal garden bisected by a long, shimmering pool. Fed with the clearest water, it will be known as the reflecting pool, its edges softened by parallel lines of flourishing trees, creating verdant walls. Not far ahead, Farzan paces the very ground destined for this pool, scrutinizing corners, ensuring readiness for the imminent earthworks. You follow, maintaining a respectful distance, matching his unhurried stride, while allowing your own senses to drink in the surroundings. The garden's blueprint draws inspiration from the Islamic conception of paradise, quartered by 4 symbolic rivers flowing from a central source. Though the greenery is yet to be planted, you perceive an inherent celestial quality already permeating the space. The Taj Mahal commands attention even from afar, yet standing within its precinct reveals a masterful orchestration. Every element directs the eye towards the central mausoleum, the undeniable focal point. It is a sight that seizes your gaze and refuses release. The white marble, ignited by the sun's first oblique rays, possesses a hypnotic quality, polished to a near-luminescent sheen. The stone gleams, pristine, as if freshly quarried and placed only moments ago. This peerless marble originated from a small Rajasthani town in India's north, famed for yielding the world's finest. Nothing less would suffice, naturally, for the emperor's adored consort. Yet, the Taj is not marble in its entirety. Sandstone forms foundational elements, discreetly veiled by marble slabs, ensuring both structural integrity and aesthetic perfection. At the complex's heart rises the immense plinth supporting the iconic central structure, crowned by its famous bulbous dome, often likened to an onion. Reaching over 70 meters skyward, it cuts a commanding silhouette against the landscape. 4 elegant minarets stand sentinel, detached from the main tomb, yet visually framing the central dome when viewed from the gardens, lending an extraordinary sense of depth and grandeur. Each minaret echoes the primary dome, with its own smaller, rounded cap. The entire composition resonates powerfully with traditional Persian architectural principles. The central dome appears impossibly smooth, flawless in its execution. It defies belief that such perfect curvature could be coaxed from immense, unyielding blocks of stone. Beneath your feet, the nascent garden floor is carpeted in soft, yielding grass. Each slow step towards the monument feels cushioned, reverent. The sheer scale makes it difficult to absorb the beauty all at once. The dome's magnificence is almost blinding. You strive to imprint its image onto your memory, indelibly. Your eye catches movement near the base of the main structure. Steps, where a few artisans pause. They sip morning infusions, perhaps share a simple meal, gathering strength for the day's meticulous work. Their charge, the intricate carvings, delicate engravings, and flowing calligraphy that adorn the interior. It is these very embellishments you have come seeking, desiring to comprehend the depth of human effort poured into this extraordinary sanctuary. Master Farzan halts before the principal gateway, examining an element near the immense portal. A threshold unlike any you have ever witnessed, as grand as every other facet of this complex. A colossal arch crowns it, its spandrels alive with complex floral tracery. You discern Arabic calligraphy, partially completed. The artisans resting nearby are likely responsible for this artistry, you surmise, awestruck by their skill. Leaning closer, you observe the black script inlaid into the stone, noting the exquisite fineness of the engraving, the elegant flourishes and sweeping curves of the letters. This great gate, the Darwaza-i-Rozachi, leading into the Taj Mahal proper, is renowned for its primary inscription, a verse offering solace. O soul, thou art at rest. Return to the Lord at peace with him, and he at peace with you. Completed back in 1609, this inscription has already graced this entrance for decades. Numerous passages from the Quran embellish the monument, befitting its fundamental purpose as a hallowed place of final repose. Floral motifs, abstract geometrics, and sinuous lines dominate the decorative schemes throughout the Taj Mahal. In certain areas, the luminous marble is inlaid with contrasting black jasper, a stone from the quartz family. Inscriptions positioned higher on the walls are rendered in larger script, ingeniously scaled, so viewers on the ground can still discern the lettering. Every minute detail, you realize, is utterly deliberate, the product of meticulous planning and profound consideration. You trail Farzan as he proceeds towards the central chamber of the mausoleum. Approaching, you hear the subtle sounds of creation from within the vast, resonant space. Artisans at work on the delicate surfaces. The soft tap, tap, tap of their chisels and small hammers echoes, reverberating gently. Occasionally, a worker pauses. The rhythmic tapping ceases as he blows away fine stone dust, inspecting his progress. Then, satisfied, the delicate percussion resumes, filling the air once more. You find yourself adopting their unhurried rhythm, moving slowly through the chamber, attempting to absorb the sheer magnitude of effort crystallized in this space. The immense dome, viewed earlier from the garden, now forms the soaring ceiling above you. Inside, the marble gleams with the same inner light as it did externally. Sunlight filters through windows, fashioned not from glass, but from intricate, lace-like screens, carved from stone, jolly work, bathing the chamber in a warm, golden luminescence. Within these shafts of light, infinitesimal dust particles dance and drift, like motes of powdered sugar suspended in amber. When the light catches them just so, they shimmer, ephemeral, like scattered fey dust. These stone windows are as intricately wrought as the carvings and inscriptions adorning the walls. Hewn from massive stone blocks, their delicate latticed appearance belies their origin, seeming impossibly fine with their thin, interwoven strands. The filtered sunlight illuminates the surrounding marble walls, suffusing the room with an ethereal radiance. Few have trod these floors. The building retains the pristine aura, the special allure of a place scarcely visited. Remnants of construction, a ladder here, a platform there, still linger, though most equipment has been cleared. A lone worker sweeps the marble floor with a broom crafted from bamboo, its rhythmic swish-swish, a soft counterpoint to the distant tapping. Your attention returns to the architect, Farzan. He now scrutinizes something on a wall, separating this main hall from the inner sanctum. Curiosity piqued, you draw nearer. As you approach, you perceive a difference in the wall's treatment here. Flanking the doorway to the innermost chamber are shallow niches, recessed into the stone. These alcoves possess a gentle curve, culminating in a subtle point at the apex. You observe the architect tracing the edge of one niche with his index finger, a minute inspection, checking the smoothness of the carving, assessing if further sanding or refinement is required. You are captivated by the profound sense of duty, the meticulous care Farzan lavishes upon every facet of the Taj Mahal. He has pursued absolute perfection with unwavering resolve, and continues to do so even now, in these final stages. Satisfied with the alcoves, his focus shifts to the decoration surrounding them. It's a vibrant tapestry of polychrome florals, interconnected by twining vines and delicate creepers. Predominantly, blue and yellow vines weave amongst orange and green accents in the corners, with touches of brown defining some petals. The patterns interlace with lyrical elegance, like visual translations of eloquent Arabic verse. Moving closer still, you examine the minute details of these colorful forms. And then, a startling realization dawns. These are not paintings. The wall before you showcases one of the most exquisite examples of pietra dura. In this demanding technique, precisely shaped pieces of colored stone are meticulously inlaid into a base stone, creating images that, from a distance, mimic the fluidity of painted art. Close inspection reveals the seams, where the colored stones meet the marble matrix. The immense time, the staggering patience this must have required, fills you with wonder. You picture a dedicated artisan, brow furrowed in concentration, painstakingly setting each tiny stone, then stepping back, critically appraising his handiwork. Almost involuntarily, you take a step back yourself, trying to grasp the artisan's perspective. The illusion is remarkable. The botanical forms seem rendered by the finest brush. Being so new, the colors possess an intense vibrancy, a dazzling brightness. In a way, they foreshadow the living plants destined to flourish soon in the gardens outside. Glancing across the chamber, you see Farzan observing another craftsman. An older man, perhaps in his 60s, is engrossed in creating relief carvings directly onto the wall surface. With focused taps of his sharp chisel and small mallet, he coaxes forms resembling flowers and leaves from the unyielding stone. The wall itself is hard, implacable, yet through his patient labor, something delicate and magical emerges. The design, perhaps halfway realized, suggests a lily, or maybe a daffodil taking shape. The architect watches intently as the slow, deliberate chipping refines the magnificent stone. The embossed elements of the plant slowly achieve definition. You contemplate the inherent contrast, the suggestion of soft petals and leaves against the hard, enduring nature of the stone background. Beauty, you reflect, resides everywhere. It merely awaits the patient hand of the artist, working steadily, gradually, to reveal it. When Farzan seems content with the carver's progress, he turns towards the innermost chamber. This is the hallowed space, containing the cenotaph of the Empress, Dilara Mahal. Laid to rest here only a few years ago, this sanctuary exudes solemnity. Entering this room, you immediately sense the profound serenity, the palpable calm that permeates the air. The Empress's cenotaph rests at the center of the circular chamber. Encircling it stands an octagonal screen, or jali, crafted from marble, featuring the same intricate lace-like perforation pattern seen in the exterior windows. It resembles an ornate trellis, yet denser, with smaller apertures. Approaching closer, you discern that the apparent gaps are, in fact, formed by exquisitely interlinked floral carvings, stalks and minuscule leaves, spaced with perfect symmetry. A truly marvelous work of art. You breathe inwardly. The sheer intricacy prompts reflection on the depth of the bond between Emperor and Empress. A love that could inspire such breathtaking devotion in stone. The cenotaph itself embodies grace and beauty. Its surface is adorned with exquisite Arabic calligraphy, the 99 names of Allah, as enumerated in the Quran. Though the precise meaning of each inscription escapes you, you find yourself gazing at the elegant black script, mesmerized by its looping, slanted forms. Sunlight penetrates this chamber too, but here it glows a slightly deeper shade of orange than in the main hall. Perhaps it's the angle of entry, or simply that the morning has advanced. This warmer light illuminates the complex geometric patterns inlaid into the floor. Before long, you notice Farzan preparing to depart. You follow him through a corridor flanked on one side by massive jali windows. As you walk, your footsteps echo softly against the stone surfaces. Farzan is heading towards the rear of the Taj Mahal complex. His purpose now is likely to inspect the ancillary buildings, the mosque and its symmetrical counterpart, the guest house, which flank the main mausoleum and are still undergoing construction. A flicker of curiosity arises. Should you follow? The desire to see these adjacent structures is real. As you deliberate, you emerge onto the open platform at the rear of the complex. Here, behind the main tomb, an expansive, serene vista of the Yamuna River unfolds. You pause, compelled to absorb the view, while Farzan continues onward. There's little for him to inspect here. This section is largely complete, but you feel an urge to linger. The other buildings can wait. Standing at the platform's edge, you draw a long, slow breath. The day has matured slightly, yet the air retains its cool freshness. The sun, still climbing, imparts a gentle warmth, not yet intense. It's a comforting heat, fostering a deep sense of contentment. You reach out, touching the marble balustrade of the platform. Its surface feels incredibly smooth, cool against your fingertips. Stroking the polished stone, your thoughts drift to the genesis of this place, to the countless individuals who poured years of their lives into realizing Emperor Rayhan's vision. Your gaze rests upon the Yamuna River, thoughts meandering like its current. The Taj Mahal possesses an intrinsic, undeniable beauty, you concede, but the presence of the river, its visual expanse, its constant murmur, adds an entirely different dimension to the experience. The water appears clean, clear. The riverbank is broad. Down by the edge, a pair of horses drinks deeply before wandering on. It would be easy, you imagine, to spend hours right here, simply watching the river flow, allowing your mind to revisit the myriad wonders encountered within these walls. Later, there will be more to see, more to do. But for this moment, stillness suffices. A quiet certainty settles within you. This day will remain etched in your memory, luminous and distinct. It feels as though the Taj Mahal has become, in some small way, a part of you. Tonight, your dreams will likely be landscapes of vibrant, inlaid vines and luminous white marble, underscored by the clear, fresh sounds of the river. You feel the love, palpable, reflected in every carving, every design choice. Like untold visitors before, and countless yet to come, you have been utterly captivated by the sublime grandeur of the Taj Mahal. The memory of this place will resonate for days, weeks, perhaps a lifetime. A profound gratitude for inhabiting a world capable of such breathtaking beauty. Conjure in your awareness an enduring sentinel of brick, russet-hued and time-worn, a watermill born of the 18th century. Beside it, a slender chimney etches a line against the sky, mirrored in the placid stillness of the adjacent mill pond. This is Willowbeck. Here, our passage commences. You find yourself poised upon gray concrete, the mill commanding the view ahead. Its narrow flue ascends. The pool beside it lies serene, unruffled. Today unfolds as a gentle pilgrimage through this corner of the Midlands, a landscape that breathed life into the nascent imaginings of Elwyn Rain, seeding the shire of his children's tale and the sprawling tapestries of his later epics. These chronicles, unfurling within the astounding realm of Etheria, have struck a chord in countless souls, elevating his grand trilogy to the echelons of perennial bestsellers. The pilgrimage originates here, at the mill, nestled within the verdant embrace of Hall Green, southeast of Birmingham's heart. From Willowbeck Mill, your path winds past Elwyn's former haven on Wake Green Road. Southward then, deeper into the spellbinding whispering fen. the very theater of Rain's boyhood explorations. Your journey culminates in a tranquil amble through the exquisite meadows of the verdant Vale Country Park. For now, though, a steady pulse of traffic flows on the road behind. A ceaseless, low thrum from engines passing. Each vehicle trails a soft sigh of wind, a cool caress against your skin. Thoughts drift through your mind, ephemeral as these cars, neither troubling nor demanding, simply observed in their transit. You are clad in light, easy garments, a soft jumper knotted securely at your waist. Your sole companion is a small rucksack, holding essentials and a flask of water. A sense of lightness pervades, an unburdened freedom on the pavement's edge, knowing nothing more is required. Ready, you draw nearer the mill, compelled by a desire for a clearer perspective. 4 miles south of Birmingham's core it stands, within the bounds of what was once the hamlet of Willowbeck, the seed from which Etheria's idyllic shire sprouted. Rain himself spoke of Willowbeck as a sort of vanished idol. It was the cherished haunt of his youth, a realm he roamed for uncounted hours. On this luminous, sun-drenched day, the mill radiating picturesque charm, the sentiment resonates deeply. If you've journeyed through his Hobbit's tale, the mill might stir recognition. References pepper the narrative. Glimpses of the protagonist, Albo Tanner, passing the mill in Hobbiton. Today, Willowbeck Mill serves as a museum, housing a permanent exhibition dedicated to Rain. Lore whispers that Elwyn and his brother, at play here, were once chased off by the miller's son, a figure they dubbed the Pale Phantom, perpetually dusted white with flour. These encounters later found form in Seth Tanner, a character born of Rain's world, himself a miller's offspring. In weaving the magic of Etheria, Rain drew threads from the warp and weft of the people and places encircling him. A pale timber fence contains Willowbeck Mill and its immediate environs. Just beyond it, a dense congregation of deep green shrubs and trees masses. Through apertures in this verdant screen, the silhouette of the red brick structure emerges, its roof sharply peaked. A tall chimney presides over it from the rear. In the brilliant sunlight, the crystal clarity of the mill pond captures a shimmering likeness of the building and its leafy escort, this reflection subtly warped by faint, glistening ripples. The pond, a known sanctuary for wildlife, frequently hosts herons, mallards, and moorhens. Far off, near the water's margin, a dark avian shape catches your eye. You approach the very fence, peering through the foliage for a closer study. The bird's strikingly colored beak, vivid red and yellow, arrests your attention first. Its form is cloaked in ruffled black plumage, accented with white, perched upon lime-green legs and feet. A moorhen, surely. You observe as it edges towards the pond, easing itself onto the water's surface to float with slow grace. It appears utterly peaceful, carefree, bobbing contentedly with each gentle undulation. A high, sharp chirp of satisfaction escapes it. Like a water skier, it glides across the pond towards the mill, reaching a small, grass-topped platform where, with a brief flutter, it hoists itself ashore. There, it settles into repose beside the ancient brickwork. Watching the moorhen relax in such untroubled calm, a corresponding ease settles within you. You absorb the delightful tableau of mill and pond one final time, closing your eyes briefly to imprint the scene upon your inner sight. A deep inhalation draws the fresh air into your lungs. You release it with a contented sigh. Turning leftward, you commence the walk towards your next waypoint, Elwyn Rain's childhood home. You fall into a steady, comfortable rhythm. High above, against the canvas of immaculate blue, a bird wings its way, tracing the same direction as your own. Could it be the moorhen, you muse, escorting you onward? The thought coaxes a smile. Soon after leaving the mill's presence behind, you arrive at a bustling roundabout. Patience guides you. You wait a minute or two for a safe interval in the traffic flow. Crossing securely, you turn right onto Wake Green Road. Excitement quickens your step, knowing your destination is near. A fellow traveler approaches from the opposite way. A shared smile, a nod exchanged in passing. Before long, number 264 Wake Green Road materializes, known then as Seven Wells. Rain's family settled here in 1896, when he was merely 4, his first Birmingham dwelling. It now stands as one of the area's most venerable houses. You pause, absorbing its details. The mock Tudor structure presents itself before a row of similar homes. A charming front garden features a wide stone path, flanked by delightful squares of green lawn. The upper story, painted pristine white, is adorned with dark timber strips lending it character. Below, exposed brickwork frames a protruding white-trimmed bay window. The house possesses a pleasing irregularity, its roofline pointed, a section jutting forward to shelter the sturdy, green-painted front door. Like its neighbors, a low wooden fence with a gate demarcates its boundary. How many times, you ponder, did young Elwyn pass through that very gate, that green door? In Rain's time here, the landscape was utterly rural. He recalled this period as the most joyous of his youth. As sunlight bathes the houses, casting defining shadows, you try to picture it as it was then. A sympathetic happiness wells within you, imagining those idyllic childhood days. Before Elwyn's house, a verge of green grass runs parallel to the pavement. At its heart stands a tree, its leaves glinting like emeralds in the sun. The crowns of larger trees are just visible beyond the rooftops, swaying gently. It becomes clear why Rain cherished Wake Green Road. Even now, amidst the hum of passing cars, an undeniable aura of peace persists. Reaching into your rucksack, you retrieve your water flask. A refreshing draft prepares you for the next leg of your adventure, the enchanting Whispering Fen. To reach it, you cross the road, retracing your path briefly. After a few minutes, a road opens to your right. Following the pavement, you navigate more suburban streets before arriving at the Fen's entrance. Whispering Fen, once a reservoir serving Willowbeck Mill, is today a park and nature reserve, threaded through its core by the lovely Cold Bath Brook. This place served as the muse for the Elderwood, bordering the Shire in the companionship of the Ring. Rain depicted the Elderwood as ancient, a remnant of vast, forgotten forests. A description perfectly befitting this woodland. Flanking the entrance, Clusters of centuries-old trees stand like arboreal guardians. They vary immensely in stature, form, texture. Some rise straight and tall, others twist or lean with age. Bark textures range from smooth surfaces to rough, gnarled exteriors. You move closer. The deep, intriguing inscriptions etched into their bark testify to their longevity. Leaves upon their branches stir and whisper as a light, warm breeze drifts past. Inhaling, you note the pleasant, earthy fragrance intensifying as you step into the fen proper. The park remains largely unchanged from Rain's era, save for the addition of a pale wooden walkway snaking away in various directions amongst the trees. Stepping onto it, you reflect on what a marvelous playground this must have been for Elwyn's youthful escapades. Further along, you spy 2 children clad in Wellington boots, paddling in the brook, perhaps mirroring the very games Rain and his brother once played. One child sends up a small shower of droplets with a splash of her left foot, laughs, and stomps again, water sloshing over her boots. You smile at their evident joy before proceeding along the walkway. The rhythmic clip-clop of your shoes on the planks offers a satisfying cadence. You focus on this sound as you walk, finding it calming, grounding. Soon, another group of children comes into view, clambering amongst the more contorted, accommodating trees. A boy, perhaps 8 or 9, successfully gains a sturdy branch, beaming with pride at his accomplishment. The fen truly is a natural adventure park. Again, you grasp Rain's deep affection for this place. You continue to trace the meandering path. Some sections remain damp and muddy, shaded from the sun's reach by the dense canopy. Your footsteps transition from a clip-clop to a soft squelch as you carefully navigate the mire. Just ahead, to the left, a set of wooden steps ascends to a decked viewpoint. Eager for a different perspective, you head towards them and begin to climb. With each step, you draw nearer the ancient treetops. The sun's warmth intensifies here, pouring through gaps in the foliage. Looking upward, you see the sun glowing through a patterned veil of clouds that has gathered across the blue. In this moment, standing calmly on the viewing deck, you feel utterly at ease. Below stretches a sea of green, trees, grasses, mosses. Occasionally, through breaks in the verdure, you glimpse other figures moving through the fen, their sounds muted by distance. It is profoundly peaceful here. The only distinct sounds are the susurrus of leaves stirred by the wind and the delicate chirping of birds perched nearby. The fen is both intriguing and deeply tranquil. What a magical place, you murmur inwardly. After a quiet interval spent admiring the surroundings, you take another sip from your water flask. Feeling refreshed and ready to proceed, you descend the steps back to the wooden walkway. Following the path leftwards, you arrive at a gate nestled amongst trees. Passing through, ensuring it clicks shut behind you, you find yourself once more on a pavement beside a busy road. Initially, the sound of cars feels alien after the fen's hush, but the return of this gentle background hum soon becomes soothing. Once again, you notice your thoughts drifting past, mirroring the traffic flow. You know tranquility awaits shortly at the verdant Vale Country Park. For now, you turn left maintaining a steady pace along the pavement. The cloud blanket has dispersed, and the sun lavishes warmth upon your skin, a welcome sensation after the tree's cool shelter. There's scarcely a breeze now. The temperature is perfect for walking. During this exploration, time has lost its mooring, but there is no urgency today. You relish the freedom to linger. At the roundabout, you turn left again, continuing along the pavement, keenly observing your surroundings. Small birds dart in and out of the bordering bushes in what seems a choreographed display. A dog walker ambles past, their fluffy companion pausing intently to sniff the ground beneath the shrubs. You offer a smile to both before moving on. You keep walking until the familiar landmark reappears. To your left stands Willowbeck Mill, the genesis of this wonderful exploration. This time, however, you walk past it, turning left through the car park. As you traverse the tarmac, you spot a pale wooden sign beside an opening. The words are indistinct at first, but as you draw closer, they resolve. Welcome to the Verdant Vale Country Park. A sense of accomplishment washes over you, having reached the final destination on your journey through Elwyn Rain's remarkable world. Named in 2005 to honor Rain's local ties, the park is a nature reserve tracing the beautiful valley of the serene River Cole for some 4 miles, comprising wetland, grassland, woodland, and heath. It teems with wildlife, like the mill pond. Herons, mallards, and moorhens are frequent visitors. With luck, one might even glimpse a kingfisher diving for its meal. Entering the park, the soundscape shifts to children's laughter and the river's gentle murmur. Before you unfolds a vast expanse of lush green field, stretching far into the distance. A straight, golden path bisects the field, running parallel to the river. Vibrant pink, purple, and yellow wildflowers are mirrored on the water's surface, which glitters under the sun. Just as Rain described the Shire, this park possesses a profound, idyllic beauty. It isn't merely the river and path that capture your gaze. Along the field's left edge, a wall of trees forms a natural barrier, separating the park from the world beyond. They offer cool respite from the sun, yet allow sufficient light and warmth to filter through. The area beneath these trees looks deeply inviting, an ideal spot to pause and rest. At this thought, a yawn escapes you. Stretching your arms, you acknowledge a pleasant weariness from the day's walking. Perhaps it is time for a rest, you concede. Stepping onto the springy turf, you make your way towards the trees, slip off your rucksack, and sit. Untying the jumper from your waist, you fold it into a makeshift pillow on the ground. You lie back, resting your head upon the soft fabric, allowing your arms and legs to fall loose, relaxed. Your limbs sink into the yielding grass. The earth accepts your weight. Above, patches of blue sky peek through the leafy canopy. You feel the sun's warmth dapple your skin. Clouds are few now. Your eyes grow heavy, eyelids drooping. You blink, attempting to remain awake, to absorb the blissful atmosphere. But soon, the effort becomes too great. Your eyelids gently close. You attune yourself to the symphony of sounds around you, the faint echoes of children's laughter, the river's soft rush, the rustle of leaves in the breeze, the sweet counterpoint of birdsong. These sounds lull you deeper into relaxation, your mind beginning to drift and dream. You draw a deep breath, exhaling with a sigh of pure satisfaction. You reflect upon the extraordinary passage of the day, the mill's perfect reflection, the poised moorhen by the water, Elwyn's childhood home, and the daydreams it sparked. The profound peace felt atop the fen's viewpoint. But which part, you wonder idly, was the favorite? Perhaps exploring the mystical fen, or maybe this very moment, resting in the verdant vale. Whatever the answer, all thoughts gradually recede, softened by the tranquil essence of Rain's world. And you know, with quiet certainty, that you can return to this sanctuary whenever calm is needed. Lying upon the grass, utterly still and at ease, your breathing slows, quiets. You are enveloped in peace, drifting gently, inexorably, into a deep and restorative sleep.